Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Assigned by His Majesty the Sultan, the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources is heading the Omani delegations participating in the 2025 World Conservation Congress in Abu Dhabi. The first phase of the ceasefire agreement in the Gaza Strip has come into effect. Russia launches a large-scale attack on energy facilities in various regions of Ukraine. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, His Excellency Dr. Saud bin Hamoud Al-Habsi, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources, headed the Sultanate of Oman's delegation participating in the 27th session of the World Conservation Congress 2025, held in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates, until October 15th. This participation affirms the Sultanate of Oman's unwavering commitment to international efforts aimed at conserving nature and ensuring the sustainable management of natural resources in line with the goals of Oman Vision 2040 and the Global Sustainable Development Agenda. The conference focuses on 5 strategic axes that represent the pillars of the transformation towards a more sustainable future for nature and people, most notably expanding the scope of sustainable and resilient environmental action, reducing the risks of worsening climate change, and shifting towards nature-friendly economies and societies. U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, said the Israeli military had completed the first phase of a withdrawal in Gaza and the hostage release period had started. The first phase of the U.S. President Donald Trump's initiative to end the 2-year war in Gaza calls for Israeli forces to withdraw from some of Gaza's major urban areas, though they will still control roughly half of the enclave's territory. Hamas is expected to release the 20 living Israeli hostages within 72 hours, after which Israel will release 250 Palestinians serving long terms in Israeli prisons and 1,700 others detained in Gaza during the war. Thousands of displaced Palestinians began flocking towards their abandoned homes after a U.S.-brokered ceasefire took effect today and Israeli troops began pulling back from parts of Gaza. Gazans seem anxious to see what remained of their shattered homes and wary of further hardship that lay ahead. Almost all of Gaza's 2.2 million population has been displaced by the war. Israeli occupation forces killed over 67,000 people, according to local health officials, reduced much of the coastal Gaza Strip to vast tracts of rubble, and wrought a humanitarian disaster. The Israeli occupation forces said the truce deal came into effect today. The announcement set off a multitude of Palestinians walking along Gaza's coastal road towards former homes in the widely devastated north. The United Nations Children's Fund called for all crossings to be opened to allow food aid into Gaza, warning of the risk of increased child mortality due to weakened immunity. At the same time, the United Nations confirmed that it plans to intensify the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza during the first 60 days of the ceasefire in the Strip, as some areas are suffering from famine due to the denial of aid entry. Russian forces pummeled Ukrainian energy facilities in a heavy overnight attack that cut power to 9 regions and plunged parts of the capital Kyiv into darkness, according to Ukrainian officials. At least one person was killed, a 7-year-old child in the southeast, and at least 20 people were injured in the latest Russian attack targeting Ukraine's energy facilities. For many Kyiv residents, the day started with power cuts, disruptions in the water supply, and transport delays. Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko said the assault was among the heaviest concentrated strikes on energy infrastructure and reported significant damage. The attack also damaged energy infrastructure in the central region of Poltava, where around 17,000 consumers were without power. The government said it expected the water supply to the capital to be restored by the end of Friday, and that power was reaching critical infrastructure as repairs were being made. A 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck the island of Mindanao in the southern Philippines, prompting authorities to issue tsunami warnings. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology said it expects aftershocks and possible damage from the quake, which had its epicenter offshore about 62 kilometers southeast of the town of Manay in Davao Oriental Province. The tremor was caused by movement along a shallow fault at a depth of 10 kilometers. Venezuelan opposition's leader Maria Corina Machado has won the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize. In its statement, the Norwegian Nobel Committee said Machado received the award for her tireless efforts in promoting the democratic rights of the Venezuelan people and for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful democratic transition. The committee said it chose to highlight Venezuela at this time in a year dominated by repeated public remarks from U.S. President Donald Trump asserting that he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. The prize is scheduled to be presented in Oslo on December 10, the anniversary of the death of Swedish industrialist Alfred Nobel, who established the prizes in 1895 for his will. Still to come in our news bulletin. Slurp season returns to the far, blending natural beauty with cultural and economic vitality. The Urban Home and Construction Exhibition and Conference concluded with broad community participation, showcasing innovative designs that combine Omani identity with modern urban planning principles. Over 4 days, participants displayed creativity in urban design, emphasizing sustainability and innovation. Various competitions and awards recognized outstanding contributions, including the Urban Planning Hackathon, Creators of Tomorrow Podcast Awards, and the Minecraft Urban Design Award. The event gathered government institutions, private developers, consultants, and young innovators, reinforcing urban awareness and promoting future city development. Reflecting a strategic partnership between the Ministry of Social Development and leading private sector companies from the oil and gas industry, the productive sheltered workshops at the AI Al Wafa Center for the Rehabilitation of Persons with Disabilities in the Wilaya of Aristaq were officially inaugurated. Here is more in this report.
In the wilaya of Al-Rustaq in South Al-Batina Governorate, a new space for empowerment and creativity has come to life. The productive sheltered workshops at the Al-Wafa Center offer an environment where persons with disabilities can develop their talent and work toward financial independence.
The Ministry of Social Development cooperates with the governments, NGOs, and private sectors to build partnerships in the social sectors aimed at empowering persons with disabilities through quality rehabilitation programs, beginning with early interventions and continuing toward their full inclusion in all aspects of life.
The new facility includes 3 dedicated workshops for paper recycling, food production, and thermal printing, each designed to match participants' abilities while meeting occupational safety and quality standards. Inside, training blends with real production, allowing participants to turn practice into purpose and creativity into opportunity.
We witnessed the opening of Rustaq Wafa Center workshop. This is one of the projects funded by the different oil and gas companies, part of the oil and gas companies' CSR projects under the umbrella of Ministry of Energy and Minerals. Alhamdulillah, we witnessed the opening of this center. Previously, we opened, alhamdulillah, the one in Nizwa, the one in Malabi, and soon there will be an opening for the workshop in Salalah.
More than 70 participants are expected to benefit from the program, which provides not only technical skills, but also the confidence to enter the labor market or establish small enterprises. These workshops stand as a reflection of what empowerment truly means, opening doors of opportunity for persons with disability to take part in shaping a sustainable future. Reporting from the Wilaya of Al-Rustaq, this is Saleh Bukhalfan Al-Rahbi, South Al-Batina Governorate.
The Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation continued its scientific caravans program visiting Hayma and Al-Wusta Governorate to raise awareness of scientific research and innovation. The program includes workshops and exhibitions targeting government, academic and private institutions, introducing knowledge-based projects and fostering youth entrepreneurship. Aligned with Oman Vision 2040, the initiative encourages the development of research-driven startups and promotes a competitive knowledge-based economy. The Sarb season in Dhafar has begun, marking a period of mild weather, rich harvests, and renewed economic activity across the region. Here is a report.
In Dhafar Governorate, the Sarb season is distinguished by clear skies, mild weather, low humidity, and calm sea waves. The season follows the rainy autumn months, bringing brighter days, blooming flowers, and cool breezes across the mountains, valleys, and plains. The Sarb season is also considered an important economic period for farmers, fishermen, and livestock breeders. It marks the harvest of crops such as corn, local beans, and cucumbers in areas that depend on autumn rains. This season also witnesses increased honey production and an abundance of valuable fish varieties, including spiny lobster, kingfish, sardines, and rabbitfish. During this period, the traditional camel grazing activity known as Khatil al-Ibil takes place. Camel owners move their herds from the plains to mountain pastures that reopen after the autumn season, accompanied by traditional songs and poetry reflecting Omani heritage. With its fertile pastures and natural abundance, the Sarb season contributes to higher production of meat, dairy, and traditional products such as al-qatmim butter and limshahgi, making it a season of both agricultural and cultural significance in Dhafar.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Assigned by His Majesty the Sultan, the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources is heading the Omani delegations participating in the 2025 World Conservation Congress in Abu Dhabi. The first phase of the ceasefire agreement in the Gaza Strip has come into effect. Russia launches a large-scale attack on energy facilities in various regions of Ukraine. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's a good night, and we hope you have an enjoyable weekend.